Chapter 4, Section 5 is about scatter plots and trend lines. And our first definition here is scatter plot. And a scatter plot is just a dotted graph. And the first two examples are going to ask you to do a scatter plot. Number 1 says the table shows the number of points scored by a high school football team in the first 4 games of a season. Graph a scatter plot using the given data. So we're going to make a graph. We had 4 football games. So across the bottom we are going to write the number of games. And then up the left hand side we're going to have the score. And I'm going to have the score go up by tens. And then we just have to graph these 4 points. In game 1, they had 6. In game 2, they had 21. In game 3, they had 46. And in game 4, they had 34. Scatter plot, and that shows us the 4 different outcomes of the football game.
Okay, this is off topic.
Not right now, then. Wait till we get done with the first page. Number 2. The table below shows the number of species added to the list of endangered and threatened species in the U.S. during the given years. Graph the scatter plot using the given data. So across the bottom here, we're going to have 1996, 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, and 2002. So that's the year across the bottom. And here it will be species. And up the left-hand side, we have to go up to just shy of 100. We have to go up to 91. So I'm going to go up by tens. And this graph goes up to 100. In 1996, we have 91 species that go on the endangered list. In 1997, we have 79. In 98, we have 62. In 99, we have 11. In 2000, we have 39. In 2001, there are 10. And in 2002, there are 9. So we just put those dots on the graph, and that's a scatter plot. And after we do these scatter plots, we're going to look at what's called correlation. And a correlation is the relationship between your independent and dependent variables. Correlation is the relationship between independent and dependent variables. And we have 2 types of correlation, positive and negative. The positive correlation, as your independent increases, as your independent variable increases, your dependent increases. And that graph goes up as you go from left to right. It's like going uphill. A negative correlation, as independent increases, dependent decreases. And that one will go downhill as you go from left to right. And if there is no relationship, then there is no correlation. And these first 2 graphs have a correlation. as, this is my independent variable, as this gets bigger, as the number of games gets bigger, the score gets bigger, and I'm sure the football team is like starting to come together, starting to know how everybody plays, so they are scoring more points. So as they play more games, they score more points. And this endangered species one is a negative correlation. As the years go by, there are less animals getting on the endangered species list. The first couple of years, there's probably a lot of species that are added, and then as the years go by, they're being protected, so hopefully less animals, less species of animals are being added to the list.